Hello, folks, and welcome once again to Focus on East Alabama. It is our distinct pleasure to have with us on program today Mr. Bobby Cook, who is the director of the Career Technical Education Wing here at Central High School. And we wanted to visit with Bobby just a moment, and then we're going to be visiting, I think, 3 of the departments of the school today. And as you know, as we advised you in our initial telecast, we're going to do a series of 3 programs on the technical school, so that you'll be up to date and know what's going on as far as career tech is concerned. Bobby, let me welcome you to Focus on 98, Focus on East Alabama. And we wanted you to look into the camera because this is the first time you've been on program with us.
That's correct.
And tell folks all about yourself.
Well, Baxley, first off, thank you for having us and coming out to showcase our programs. Like Mr. Oswald alluded to, I'm Bobby Cook. I'm the director here at Central High School of Career Technical Education. I'm a graduate of Central High School, born and raised in Phoenix City. I've been teaching here in the district now for 10 years. Have family here, mother and father, 2 sisters, recently married in December 13th, so we've got a 1-year anniversary coming up, and 2 beautiful stepdaughters, Jessie and Julianne Griggs. So love being here and couldn't imagine myself anywhere else.
Okay. Now, I know that last week we visited with 4 or 5 different areas here at the Career Technical Center. But today we're going to be visiting with 3. We're going to be visiting in business education, healthcare, and cosmetology. Tell us just a little bit about these 3 particular programs.
Well, business education, we've got to focus on business management, on finance, and on publications. In cosmetology, we've got to focus on barbering, nail technicians, beauty stylists, you name it, it goes on in that lab. In HOSA, we've got to focus on nursing and different other jobs in the medical field, as well as athletic training. So you're going to see fantastic things coming out of these 3 programs you visit today.
That's great. Well, we're going to move on and visit first with Loretta Baber in business education. Thanks for being with us today, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, folks, as you can tell, we've now moved into the business education area here at the Career Technical, as I call it, the wing at Central High School. Our second guest on program today is Loretta Baber, who is one of the instructors in business education. Loretta, let me welcome you to Focus on East Alabama. Now, I have to tell you that everybody that has appears on program for the first time has to tell us all about themselves and their background and where they came from, so forth and so on. So this is your time to shine.
Okay. My name is Loretta Baber. I'm pleased to be here. Thank you for having me. I have 3 children. Ethan, who graduated from Central last year, and Evan is a junior at Central this year, and a daughter, Evie, that's a 5th grader at Lakewood. My husband, Zane, is employed with J.P. Thayer Company. This is my 11th year with Phoenix City Schools. My 4th year teaching at the high school. I was a media aide in the library at Lakewood Elementary School for 7 years before that.
Okay, all right. Now, tell me a little bit about what the kids are actually doing in here today.
Well, today what we're working on is actually the Farm City Multimedia Contest.
Okay.
So thank you to the Extension Office for providing my lesson plans for the week. I've done this. This is the 2nd year that I've participated in this, and it goes right along with what we teach in this class, which is a multimedia publications class. So they're creating a PowerPoint to go along with the theme of agriculture sustaining future generations.
Okay, so I assume that you know Jennifer Davidson at the Extension Office, right? Our new new employee at the Extension Office?
We have not met yet.
You have not met
Sir,
yet?
we have
well,
not met yet.
you will have a great time with Jennifer. She's a great person, and I might also give us a plug here. We're actually going to be showing a monthly program. Well, actually, we're going to show it 4 weeks out of the month, the same program,
Okay.
with Jennifer.
Great.
At the Extension Office, and going to go have some great things going on as far as that's concerned.
Wonderful.
Now, I know that you're just one of many that are in the business education area. Tell us about the other instructors.
Okay, we have 6 total instructors. 5 of us are full-time here at Central High School, and our 6th instructor splits his time between us and the Freshman Academy. We all teach business and marketing education courses. We have 3 different programs within business education, which are business management and administration, which is what this class falls under. And then we also have a finance program, which has your basic personal finance, banking, and finance accounting courses, and also the marketing education, which consists of all different kinds of marketing classes.
Well, I have to ask you this question because I ask it of all the areas of the school. Do you offer any kind of services through this department to the general public?
We do, actually. We offer lots of services, mostly through the business ed department. We do custom printing type projects like graduation announcements, birthday cards, birthday invitations for your birthday parties. Just recently, we wrapped up a big project with this class, which was creating all the print projects for the grand reopening of the Brick Bistro. So they did all of that for Chef.
Okay, and for those folks out there that may be watching that don't know what the bistro is, we'll have to tell them about that.
Okay, well, the Brick Bistro is a portion of our culinary arts program, which is a student-run cafe here at the Career Tech Center at Central High School. It's good food if you have an opportunity to come by and get some lunch. It's a great place to eat lunch.
Yeah, we're looking forward to next week because we're going to be visiting with those folks in the culinary arts program next week. Should we go ahead and put our order in advance?
You might want to. It's a pretty happening place over there. It's good food.
Okay, all right. Now, you mentioned what other areas the instructors here work in. Give us the names of those other instructors.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Miss Courtney Pallarino is teaches some more multimedia classes. Terry Daniels teaches accounting and finance, and Dr. Linda Wright teaches accounting and finance. Miss Alicia Cook, who is our department chair, teaches a little bit of everything, actually. She's kind of like the Gal Friday. And Bart Butler is the instructor that splits his time between us and the Freshman Academy, and he teaches marketing courses.
Well, now I'm going to give you a little bit of ancient history. You know, I'm a graduate of Central High School.
Go Devils.
Now, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to tell you what year I graduated, but I will tell you the extent of my business education training when we were in high school.
Okay.
And I graduated at the original Central High School, which is now the Senior Activity Center or the Central Activity Center.
Right.
It used to be Senior. They changed it. They'll admit other folks down there now. But we had an instructor by the name of Otis Kirkland, who taught for many, many years in the school system. Mr. Kirkland was a civics teacher.
Okay.
But he incorporated a little bit of business education. He actually taught us to do our own personal income taxes.
That's great.
And for years, I'm talking about eons, right? I did my own income taxes until I really got smart and figured out I needed to get a good crook to do them for me. Right? So now I pass that assignment along to somebody else. Now, do those kids get exposed to things like that in the business education department?
We do a lot of stuff in the business education department. As you know, there are so many different kind of businesses out there, and we the main thing that we do for our students is we offer them an opportunity to earn Microsoft Office certifications through our programs. So when they graduate from Central High School, they can graduate with certifications from Microsoft Office that says this kid is an expert in this program, and you can hire them and they can set up your spreadsheets, or they can type your letters, or they can fix your PowerPoints, whatever you need done in the business world. And I think that's probably the most important thing that we offer for our students, besides just the well-rounded aspect of, you know, computers are everywhere you go, and they just know how to work on them. They often know more than I do, I hate to admit, but they
definitely know a lot more than I know.
they definitely get a very well-rounded experience in the business ed department here, and I like to think that we offer them a unique opportunity to go out into the workforce with a certification, not just a bullet point on your resume that says you're proficient. You actually have proof that you're proficient in that program.
While we're talking along that line, do you offer some programs in affiliation with, say, CVCC and Troy University here in Phoenix City, in which students can actually earn credits at one or both of those schools?
It's a little bit different. It's not like a dual enrollment through business education. It's articulation, which means that CVCC can then look at the course and give them credit for it later, but it's not the same as dual enrollment where you're automatically earning the credit.
Right.
We offer some of that through some of our finance programs.
Right. We have about a minute left, so I wanted to allow you the opportunity to, once again, to let folks out there know exactly what's going on in the business education department and invite them to come visit with you.
Well, I would love for anybody to come visit our classroom anytime they would like to. Like I said, the main thing that we do here is the multimedia, and if you have any print need or anything like that, we'd be happy to take on that project and show you some examples.
Posters, business cards, flyers,
anything like that that you would print out. My classes can do it.
Okay, good. Thanks again for being with us, and we're going to now move on into the healthcare area and talk with the good folks there. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Well, folks, as you can tell now, we moved into the healthcare area here at the Career Technical Wing of Central High School. It's our distinct pleasure to have with us today Andy Frederick, who is the instructor here in healthcare. Andy, let me welcome you to Focus on East Alabama. Now, it's our custom that every first-time guest has to tell our audience about themselves. So I'm going to be quiet and allow you to look into that camera up there and just tell folks all about yourself and your family and your background and how long you've been here and anything else that you want to disclose.
Okay, I'm originally from Columbus, Georgia, graduated from University of Georgia, go Dogs, and I've been here at Central High School for 23 years. I'm a registered nurse, and I've worked in a multitude of areas, including emergency room, outpatient surgery, orthopedics, and such. So I love my job. I love the students. They're what makes it worthwhile.
Do you have family?
I do. I've been married for 26 years, and I have 3 children and 1 granddaughter.
Okay, now what does your husband do?
He is self-employed. He's a musician.
He is a musician, and his name is Jeff, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, I happen to know Jeff, have been knowing Jeff for a long, long, long time.
So does everybody else.
Exactly. Okay, now, and I hear that their band is coming back again, right?
It is. Southern Ash is back together and have been for about a year after one of the founding members died. He had actually started the comeback, and then he died unexpectedly a couple of months later, so the guys got together and decided we're going to do this thing. So it's been great.
Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of ancient history, and you'll figure out how old I am when I tell you this. My oldest son made a trip as a drummer with Southern Ash when he was still in high school to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's been a few years ago.
Probably about the time Jeff was in high school.
Exactly right. Yeah,
I may
but
even know your oldest son.
you would. That's Brad.
I don't know. I'm sorry. No, I don't know him.
Okay. All right. Now, enough of that. Tell us about your kids.
I have a 24-year-old. He lives in Tuskegee now, and he is currently going back to school, I believe, to be a radiologic technologist. My oldest daughter is a cosmetologist. She just got finished with school, and my baby is a 7th grader at PCIS, and she is going to be playing softball for the Central Red Devils this year.
Well, that's great. That's great. Now, tell me just a little bit about what actually goes on as far as instruction is concerned here in your area.
We have 3 levels of students. We have 10th through 12th graders. Our 10th graders come in and they're learning foundations, so it's the basics. They learn a lot of terminology. We do medical law and ethics. We do communication skills, job seeking skills, those types of things. Their second year, we add a lot more skills to the mix where they learn vital signs and glucose, cholesterol checks. They get certified in CPR and first aid. And then the senior year, they can actually go out and do what we call work-based learning. So they're not necessarily employed, but they will leave me for 3 hours, go out in their area of interest and work in the field so they can learn what that field is all about. When they go to college, they know, is this really what I want to do, or is this not what I expected at all?
Right. And do they receive any kind of special credit for this work that they do away from campus?
They can earn dual enrollment credit. We have a CNA portion that they can do either through me or through dual enrollment with CVCC, so they have 2 options there. And then we have some students that will get the dual enrollment credit with EMT through CVCC.
Now, Andy, I have to ask you, how do you go about selecting the students that are allowed to come into the healthcare area? Is there a selection process?
Not anymore. We used to be a healthcare academy, and they did have to apply, but now they find us. And we have been so fortunate that we actually need another teacher. So we're kind of pushing in that area because we have so many students interested. And that's a great thing because healthcare is one of those areas you can always get a job in, no matter what the economy's doing. Those healthcare people are never going away. So that's a good thing. And for our community, that's great.
Okay. Now I apologize on the mispronunciation of the name. I'll get it straight sooner or later. I said Andy, didn't I?
That's okay.
Andy. Okay. Now tell me about some of the actual classwork that goes on in here. What are some of the basic things that these kids learn?
Well, what we're doing right now is I'm trying to prepare them for the next level because what I feel one of my responsibilities is to do that, whether it's to go to work or to go to college. The majority of our students plan and do go on to post-secondary. So right now what we're doing is focusing on informational reading, essay writing, which you wouldn't think, well, what does that have to do with healthcare? We write all the time. Communication is really important, so you have to be able to put your thoughts down on paper, and they have to make sense. If I don't know how to do a medical procedure, I have to be able to go to a manual, pull it, read it, and see what it is I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you mentioned that there is some connection between you and CVCC and their programs down there. How about Troy University? Do you have any hookups with them as yet?
Most of the connections from the high school to the post-secondary level are with junior college related.
Okay. Now, I asked this question of other folks that are here in the vocational area, and that is, tell me about some of the things you do as far as our public is concerned. What are some of the services you offer?
Wow, a multitude over the years. We actually have been involved with Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. We have worked with them ever since they came into Columbus. We have an activity at the Central Activity Center this Saturday that several of our students will be volunteering at, and that is for the community to come in, get blood pressure checked. It's just a whole health expo where they can come in. The big Columbus Health Expo in Columbus, our students volunteer. So we do a number of things like that. Last year we got involved with blood drives. So we're having 3 blood drives this year. And that directly gives back to the community. They can come in and say, okay, y'all gave this many pints. This is how many hundreds of people that helped.
Okay. Now, do you know the dates of the blood drives that are coming up, or approximately when they will be?
The first one is December 8th. And then we will have 2 after the first of the year, 1 in March and 1 in May.
Okay, and we'll be glad to publicize that. If you'll shoot me an email on it, we'll be more than glad to publicize that.
Thank you.
That you're assisting in those things. Okay, we got just about 1 minute left.
Okay.
So I want you once again to take the opportunity to tell folks all about your area here and invite them to come visit with you.
Oh, absolutely. You can come in anytime once you stop by the Career Tech office and get a nice little visitor's pass. Our students are usually up, moving around, so it may look very chaotic when you first walk in. But if you sit back and just watch them a little while, you'll realize they know exactly what they're doing, and they have a purpose. There's a purpose with the madness.
Okay. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate the invitation to come. We're going to move on into the cosmetology department and see if they can make me beautiful. Okay. That's an impossible task, all right?
No, absolutely not. They're great.
Okay. We'll be back in a moment.
Catch the first glimpse of the holiday season at Christmas Made in the South, an arts and crafts festival later this year, November 13th through the 15th. See Georgia's most unique selection of contemporary art and traditional crafts from talented artisans from around the country. Meet the craftsmen, listen to their stories, and don't forget your gift list. Discount admission coupons are available at Publix. It only happens once a year, so don't miss all the holiday magic of Christmas Made in the South, November 13th through the 15th at the Columbus Convention and Trade Center.
Well, folks, as you can tell, we've now moved into the cosmetology area here at the, Career Technical Wing of Central High School. And want to introduce you to Sophia Taylor, who is the instructor. Sophia, thank you for being with us on Focus on East Alabama.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we appreciate the opportunity to come in here and visit with you. Now, we have a custom that every person who is on the program for the first time, and that goes from Mr. Cook all the way down, everybody we've talked with today has to look into the camera and introduce themselves to our viewers out there. Just tell folks all about yourself and any of the hidden secrets that you have that you have never wanted them to know about. You just need to go ahead and tell them now.
I want to tell them now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. My name is Sophia Taylor, and I am the cosmetology instructor here at Central High School. I am a native of Columbus, Georgia. I graduated from Hardaway High School, and I migrated to Phoenix City after I got married. I am also the owner of Taylor's Main Essentials, which is located on 20th Avenue here in Phoenix City.
Free plug there, right?
And my husband and his family also owns Taylor Funeral Home. We live in the Phoenix City area, and we're just proud to be here. I have two little dogs, Isabella and Maximilian. I'm a member of Greater Mount Zion Baptist Church on Seal Road, where Noble Williams is my pastor. And I serve in several different capacities there, and I won't get into all that. But I've been here at Central High School for about 8 years now. And I've been in the cosmetology industry for 30 years.
Okay.
Long time.
Long time. So Tony has to be your husband, right?
That would be the one.
That would be the one. As a matter of fact, you know what? I was up at Tony's place yesterday. Well, you missed were you? I was invited to come up and make some pictures for the Citizen of the ribbon cutting, and so I was there yesterday. And of course, my wife did run the gallery around the corner, and we have done a lot of framing for Tony and Clarence.
Okay, now I have the connection.
Now you know, you know the rest of the story.
The rest of the story.
All right, fine. Now tell us about some of the things that are offered as far as training kids here at Central High School in cosmetology, Sophia.
Our cosmetology program is set up and designed where students, when they begin my program in the 10th grade, if they stay in the program their 10th grade year, 11th grade year, and their senior year, they accumulate enough hours to be applicable to take the state board exam, which means that they could graduate high school with a cosmetology license.
That's great.
Wonderful.
Now, how does the program work? What do you actually start those new students out in? I can just about guess this, but I want you to tell our viewers out there what they have to go through in that 3 years training from beginning to end.
Right. Our intro students start out with the basics, which includes sectioning their mannequin, different parts for different things that they would do. There's a certain section you would use for hair cutting, certain section you would use for a permanent wave. They also learn hair cutting skills, finger waving, which my students just finished. They also learn permanent waving, chemical hair relaxing, and once they get to the second year of cosmetology, they are ready to start working on clients. They actually have people from the community that come in to get their hair done, and that could be a variety of services. They do facials, facial makeup, artificial lashes, acrylic nails, anything that is encompassed in the industry where they would do it in a salon. They actually learn those skills here as well.
So what you're telling me is that cosmetology is a little bit more than just hairdressing.
It is a lot different than hairdressing. A long time ago, that was all they did was style hair, but it's more to it than that now. Now we're adding hair in, we're putting nails on, eyelashes on. It's a big industry, and so the kids actually get skills and training in all of those areas so that once they graduate, they're able to apply for not a position as a salon assistant, but as an actual stylist.
Well, I have to ask this question because I asked the kids in healthcare a while ago if they thought that your students could accomplish a miracle and make me pretty.
Well, we don't have any wands in here, but we can produce a few miracles, you know.
Okay. Now, suppose someone is interested in coming by. Let's say they need a haircut, right. Male or female, right?
Male or female.
Male or female. They can make arrangements to come in and have a haircut, right? What procedure do they have to go through?
Well, all you have to do is call the school and ask for extension 231. One of my lovely students will answer the phone, and they will make you an appointment. And we'll schedule a time that is convenient for you during the hours in which we'll be able to do it. And then you come in, and we'll take care of you.
Okay. Now, I have to ask prices.
Our prices are so small that we don't even want to mention those.
Well, now, we need to let folks out there know. I mean, I know you said they're small.
They are.
In comparison to what?
In comparison to, okay, how much do you pay for a haircut if you don't mind?
I pay $10 for a haircut. Normally, I tip the girl who cuts my hair, $2.
$2?
I tip her $2.
Okay, I want you to increase your tip the next time. Haircuts here are $5. Most of our services are less than $20, and we use those funds to pay for supplies that the kids use and different things of that nature.
Okay, that money goes back into educating the kids.
Yes, it does. It does. Field trips and things of that nature.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a very pointed question here.
Okay.
What do you think is the most important element for these kids in cosmetology to learn and pay real attention to?
Ethics.
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 You want to explain a little bit?
Yes, I will. During the first year of their training, we have a class that we call ethic training. And there are just some things that they need to understand about relations with the client. You need to have personal skills. You need to be personable. You need to also have good social skills, be respectful. But there are also things that you should not do to or for your client for money. You know, if your client wants to have a certain service done and you don't feel that her hair can stand that service, then as an ethical stylist, you should refuse to do that service and recommend something else. So I teach them all the time, there are certain things that you should not do for money.
Okay, all right. And you don't ever want to try to oversell anyone, do you?
Never, never, never. Only give the client what they need.
Exactly right. Okay. Now, we've only got about a minute or so left. But and you told me you couldn't talk to me for 8 minutes, and you already have, right?
I did a good job.
Exactly right. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to look in the camera
Yes.
and invite folks to either call and come visit or just pop in for a visit sometimes if they'd just like to come and see the facilities and see what's going on in here. Time's all yours.
All right. Well, we would love to have you come join us at Central High School Cosmetology Department. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 9 and 4 p.m. If you would like to call and make an appointment, please call us at area code 334-298-3626, extension 231. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
That was a very good commercial. I think we should air that repeatedly for you, don't you?
Thank you so much.
Okay. We want to say our thanks to the administration here at the school for inviting us. We want to thank you, too, for being with us for Focus on East Alabama today. need to remind you this is brought to you courtesy of Cable Television of East Alabama, your hometown connection for high-speed internet, cable television, and home telephone. See you for our next program.